Hello, hello. We have a new chapter of Kaiji. This one is called Clever Move. So, the Mazda is hot on their heels. The gas is running out. In the middle of this predicament, Kaiji has a revelation. He remembered the number, that they got the number from those losers they were camping with. But how could this possibly help them? I really don't get it. Kaiji kind of thought of it as if it was a heaven-sent miracle, a bolt from the blue, something that would actually right now help them out of their current predicament. But I don't see how. Like, those guys are somewhere, ways away. It's not like they can run over with gas, put gas in the moving vehicle. It's not like they can distract the Mazda. The Mazda has already run into so many different obstacles and plowed right through them. I don't know. I'm very curious. How is this going to help them? Hold on a minute. He's thinking back. They were drinking, hanging out. They got really drunk, stumbling back to the RV. Something about this moment. First off, again, I always gotta phrase it, just the Fukumoto environment shots I just love. Something so charming, something so cozy about this little campsite surrounded by seemingly an infinite sea of trees on all sides. The tiny, tiny little figures of our Asian trio stumbling through the parking lot back to their camper van. It's all just so charming. But what is the clever move? What is the thing that Kaiji has realized from this scene in their memories? What the heck could it be? What in the world could it be? Chang. Head back to the trailer park. Okay. So they're going to head back to the trailer park. They're going to call up the losers. And then what? Then what? I don't know. How could any of this help? The perfect plan for us to lose that Mazda. He's dialing the number. Awesome action dialing shot. The like motion blur on his thumb. It's fantastic. Kaiji-san. Kaiji-san. Please pick it up. Ishitaka-san. What the heck? Okay, so they are indeed out camping. I guess this is part of Kaiji's plan, that he knew this was a time they'd likely be out at the same trailer park, with their same routine of dojinshi and beer and various amenities and foods. Okay, so that part, yeah, makes sense. He could plan for that. But what are they going to do to help when they get there? Even if they can meet up, what can they do? No number. I don't want to answer it. Laura-chan from the cabaret club the other day? Oh, you guys, we didn't even hear about all of the most pathetic parts of your life. Don't start taking calls from people from cabaret clubs. They just want more money. Oh, they just want more money. Poor Ishikawa-san. Ishitaka-san, I don't even remember your name because I feel so bad for you. Don't make a cute face and say a cute thing on the phone. Ishitaka-san! Kaiji wouldn't treat you to dinner yesterday. Where are you right now? Still at the trailer park. We're just about to leave. Oh, okay, so they're still camping. I see. Don't leave just yet, please. Currently being followed. They're deader of those Tei guys you mentioned yesterday. Really, Toulouse, we really need your help. How is this gonna work? Okay, the Kaiji's got some sort of plan. Continues for simple first. Okay, we don't get to see the plan. This is again the forbidden technique of story analysis. I've joked about it so many times, but in all sincerity, it almost always works. And I feel like I'm cursing you with this forbidden knowledge. Because once you know about this, and if you ever let yourself think about it, you'll realize just how much it spoils the surprise. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, if characters discuss what their plan is, the plan won't work. If you're cut off from it so that the plan will be a surprise, the plan will work. I'm so sorry to tell you this. So this is going to be a successful plan. This is going to be what defeats the Mazda. But of course, we don't know what it is. So it's still very exciting. but I am quite confident that whatever Kaiji is telling them to do is going to work out. Even Fukumoto, who subverts all sorts of storytelling tropes, who goes about explaining his worlds and setups in such a weird, overly direct way often, who often has characters delivering long monologues of their plans to one another, almost always abides by this rule. If you can hear what they're saying, it won't happen. But the things said in whispers and ellipses and silent bubbles, that's what'll come true. Okay, we've been entrusted. Trusted with a mission to rescue Kaiji-kun and his pals. I understand, it's simple but definitely effective. Let's see. What is it we're doing? Q? QAnon? Where we go on, we go all? Oh man, I can't believe that QAnon is like bigger than ever. I thought it was dying. I really thought it was dying. Because for so long there weren't any posts from Q, and people were like kind of giving up. There was like a big crisis of faith within the Q community. If you don't know what I'm talking about, God bless you. This is even more forbidden knowledge than the plan thing. I don't want to talk about it, but it's sad. It's so sad. Like, at first it was funny, and then it was kind of scary, but now it's just settled into sad for me. Once they're here, we're doing Operation Q. Arresting Hillary Clinton. Operation Q, not Ite Q. It's a little joke. Seems like we don't need to go out of our way and get out there, because they're coming here. Once they do, it's Q time. What the heck? Just explain what you mean to your friend. You're being very deliberately obtuse. Okay. The flame of hope has been lit, Kaiji-san. All expected. Nice idea. What a lifesaver. Back when I got it, I never thought there would ever be a point in our lives where we would use this number. I never thought it would be our savior. In this world, fortune sure works in strange and mysterious ways. Well said. All that's left here is whether or not this guy here can hold out until we arrive. They're just on the line. They're in the red. Okay. This is pretty good. I really doubt that they're going to be defeated by gas. But I really do like the use of the gas gauge as this intensifier. I personally had a little traumatic experience when I was a kid. I was out with my grandma shopping, and I don't know how this ended up happening, but we ran out of gas. I was maybe 6 or 7, and we were stuck on the side of the road. The car was just stopped. We started walking home, and fortunately, a neighbor who recognized my grandma picked us up, drove us home. But I can still remember so clearly in my head, just watching the miles and miles of countryside go by as we drove out to our very remote farm home, and thinking, I would have had to walk that. If we didn't get extraordinarily lucky right now. There was no cell phones back then. My grandma didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone. I was a kid. I'm thinking, we would have been walking this whole way if it wasn't for our neighbor. And it gave me, for quite a while, a very paralyzing fear of running out of gas. Like when I was driving, there was like a period where I drove quite often. I would like fill up the tank at like 50% or higher. Basically, whenever there was a good opportunity, I'd be like, guess I better get some gas. And whenever I was in the car with someone else, I'd always be leaning over. How's the gas looking? So that went in well into my early adults. Now I care a lot less. Now the fear has faded, and I'm not so paranoid about it. But I don't know. I think on some level it's still there. I wonder if this also motivated my inclination to be able to walk a really long distance. I wonder. I never connected that before. I'm having a real introspective flash here, because I pride myself on my ability to walk a long distance and not really feel tired or complaining or sore. Just because I do it a lot, I've like built up this skill. And, you know, I don't know. I think it's something to be proud of. I think it's like a handy skill. It's useful a lot of times. So I lost my train. Yeah, so like I wonder, is this also motivated by that incident where I saw myself walking along the side of the road for all those miles? It's like, okay, well, I'm going to be able to handle that next time. Anyways, sorry, that was a long tangent, but basically I really resonate with this running out of gas anxiety. I think it's a really good universal anxiety, and it's a really good kind of story element to throw in there just to intensify this arc a little bit more. Okay, here they are. They've made it back to the Sunlit Park, the Caravan Park. No, we weren't in any place to refuse, which is why I took on the request. Sure is a lot riding on this. Really pull it off, this mission. None of it is supposed to be all that difficult. Okay, here's my guess. You can see that the thing is like a big oval. I think what they're going to do is Kaiji's van is going to drive in. Their van is going to like whoosh, and it's going to make like a Q, you know? They're going to form the slash in the Q and block off the entrance so that the Mazda can't enter. I don't know what they're going to do if the guy just hops out and starts running after the caravan. I guess... I don't know. They gotta... I don't know. Maybe that's not enough. It's pretty simple, and they did say it was like a simple plan. But there are a lot of complicating factors. None of it's supposed to be all that difficult. It's an idle spectator. It's not easy to be really... We've only got one chance. One instant to settle the match. We can't mess up. Yeah, I think it's like a timing thing. They're gonna block them. Ooh! You chug some vitamin energy drink. These are really popular in Japan. They're so terrifying and mysterious to me. These tiny little vials, usually like an opaque brown, as if the stuff inside is really light sensitive, which to me has overtones of potency and stuff. And then you chug it, and you get some positive effects, perhaps. That ribonamine V of yours really work. It's B2 supplements. I've always been able to get over the hurdles in my life thanks to this. Hurdles, you mean like the 10 minutes you spend before getting into some land? Oh my gosh! Oh, you poor people! You're wasting all your money on prostitutes! I mean, okay, I said something there that may be misconstrued. I am positive, I am pro-sex work in general. Like, I think we shouldn't shame prostitutes or the people who use them. I think they serve a role in society, a role which has been very ill-defined and marginalized and leads to... Why am I talking about this? What kind of tangent is this? I already had this big introspective moment. At any rate, I didn't mean to make fun of sex work or the people who use it. I just meant to make fun of them specifically. These poor, sad characters. Okay, anyways. Alright, it's time. They're here. They're here. What is the plan? Time has come for the man Ishitaka to face this instantaneous match. Just what exactly is this so-called Operation Q that Ishitaka is so enthusiastic about? I think it's gonna form the shape of a Q. That's my feeling. In truth, the plan is a very simple one. Kaiji's group has to, in some way or another, lure the Mazda into following them into the caravan park. Once they've been lured in, turn left. Begin moving clockwise. Following this, with the Mazda in pursuit, Surly also turn left. He's not familiar with the layout of the park. He has no choice but to trail after them, merely following them because he does not know. Normally speaking, there's only one entrance, so the park itself loops around like this. It should be circular in shape. That is not a must. Fair, yeah, it could just be several rows. It could be it splits at a Y, and then those just go off to their own entrances, or exits, or whatever. They could potentially use the riverbank as a means of escape, which is why he chases them. He tails them. Once he's been placed in this situation, all that is left... the cube. It's for Ishitaka to let Kaiji's vehicle pass by and immediately take off in succession to block the Mazda's path. Nice. Okay, I was pretty much right. Making what looks like a Q. Nice. So much more legitimate than QAnon. Promises made, promises kept, am I right? And look at this. All through this time, during this explanation, this is not dotted panels. This is really happening. So it doesn't violate this if they tell you the plan won't happen, because they're telling you the plan as it's already happening. It's not even a plan anymore. It's just a depiction of reality. So he does it. Ishitaka times it perfectly. The Mazda's blocked. And now, the Mazda has to go all the way back around to start tailing them again. Ooh, I see the genius of this plan now. Kaiji's group gets to just go right back onto the road, immediately start gaining ground in a very meaningful way. Turn and swerve and dodge however many times they feel is appropriate, and make it to a gas station. As long as they can make it to some random-ass gas station, Mazda have no idea. Well, apologies are made. They're nothing but lip service. Now in control of the situation, Ishitaka and Ko use an unreasonably prolonged turnaround to pin down the Mazda and buy time for Kaiji's escape. I think the Mazda driver has realized. He's realized that he's been duped. This is Kaiji's quelling plan, their last-ditch effort, Operation Q. I like it. Looks like a Q. Perfect. I like the idea of going all the way around and blocking him off as they're leaving, though. That's really brilliant. Because otherwise, the Mazda could just back up. That's what I had failed to foresee, that element of the plan. Ikuma, like a red panda, takes his stand. He's unable to do anything but spectate. Woo! Oh, nice! Oh, I loved it. So fun. I love the reintroduction of the camping losers. They had their moment of heroics. I hope Kaiji tosses them a million or two in compensation later. And we had a nice, lovely drawing of a red panda. I was just reading about red pandas recently. They're one of the most genetically isolated animals, insofar as they're very, very distant from all their other relatives. This is nice. This is good. All right. That is all for now. Please join me when the next chapter comes out. I love this series. I hope you do too. I'm so excited to see where it's going to go. Any options are still on the table. So many fun things to be had. What am I saying? I don't know. My grammar fell apart. Goodbye.